how'd you do? I see you've met my faithful handyman. He's just a little brought down because when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man.
It's Joe. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sit and Spin with me, your host, and of course, in his Halloween get-up, Norm the Drowsy Dog. Since it is Halloween, we got a somewhat Halloween-themed pick for this week. That would be the Rocky Horror Picture Show, newly reissued on vinyl in awesomely glorious red vinyl from the Orchard. Really cool. Rocky Horror Picture Show, of course, has been around since 1975. The soundtrack was first released back in that year on Ode Records originally. I actually have an old school original copy of it as well, which is Beat to Hell, which is why I'm quite psyched that they just reissued it newly on vinyl, because my copy pretty worn out. The album actually didn't chart at all. It fell off the charts and bombed completely, just like the movie did when it originally came out. But back around 1978, when the movie started getting reshown in theaters and became a cult classic, it entered the charts at number 49, peaked at the charts at number 49, I should say, in the Billboard Top 200. And then again, a few years back when Glee did their Rocky Horror version, it re-entered the charts again at number 55. All the songs from the movie were written by the show's creator, Richard O'Brien, who also played Riff Raff in the movie. And contributions, of course, made from the rest of the cast: Tim Curry, Little Nell, Barry Bostwick, Susan Sarandon, Patricia Quinn, John Trevor White, Jonathan Adams, and of course, Meatloaf himself did an appearance of songs in the movie as well. The soundtrack does not include, though, a couple of favorites from the movie, which would be Sword of Damocles and Planet Schmanet Janet. And this was because it also included a lot of dialogue from the movie that was recorded in mono and some sound effects that, for some reason, it just created a problem with the recording. So they were left off the soundtrack originally. They were kind of reintroduced. The record has been released a few times. There was a box set that had the movie soundtrack and various show productions as well. There was the Audience Participation album, which came out back in the day, that was basically the whole movie just on vinyl with the audience sounds put in, and you could, little cheat sheet, you could do along with the movie yourself. And of course, they did another version that was similar to that without the audience participation, but it was pretty much all the songs, and that was the first time that Planet Schmanet Janet and Sword of Damocles actually showed up on the soundtrack. But this is the original album version, the way it was originally released, and very cool that it's on red vinyl now. Rocky Horror, of course, if you've never seen it, you kind of either get it or you don't. I myself was first introduced into it, I want to say, back in 1981, I want to say. I was living up in Bridgeton at the time. I saw it at the old Magic Lantern Theater, where in the summer they would show it every Friday and Saturday night at 10 and midnight. And because of a little deal my friend Ray and I had worked out with the theater owner, where we would shovel out his walkway and his driveway, we got to see movies free whenever we wanted to. So, of course, we saw it every Friday and Saturday night at 10 and midnight for that entire summer. And I became a huge fan, and still a big fan to it today. I always dig out either, well, it used to be the VHS originally, then the DVD, and of course now I have it on Blu-ray, to watch at least once or twice a year. Great music, really cool stuff, great guitar work from Count Ian Blair that I'm always a big fan of. Of course, great tunes like The Time Warp, classics like that. But if you're a Rocky Horror fan and you need to get the soundtrack on vinyl, do well to pick up the newly re-released Rocky Horror Picture Show on glorious red vinyl from the Orchard Records. That's it for this week's episode of Sit and Spin. We've got some real great shows coming up for you, and going to be getting around to doing one on soundtracks. Again, I've been putting it off. I'm still waiting to get some feedback from people. So if you have a favorite soundtrack, just hit me up on the message site. I'll probably send out another reminder about it again. And it doesn't have to be just one. Any soundtracks that you have that are your favorites, give me a list of them. We're working on a favorite soundtracks of all time show coming up soon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for me and Norm the Drowsy Dog. Hope you have a fun and not too frightful Halloween. Get yourself loaded up on sugar. Catch you next time on Sit and Spin.